happy belated Canada Day, and happy early 4th of July to everyone else. Happy July. So my name is Adrienne of the Fibre Friends. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on today. So, as you know, it's summertime, and our dear friend Caroline disappears up north to her off-the-grid cottage. And Louise, as you know, hangs out with you guys on Friday nights on Facebook. So I thought that what I might do this summer is do a little summer vlog. Just me and maybe my dog. Come here, Toke. Sorry. Yeah. Not that interested in being on film today. So, I know it looks like I'm sitting on the floor because I'm sitting on the floor. So I can hang out with the dog, who's right here. There's his bum, and there's his head. Woo! Dude! Sorry about that. Alright, all fixed. Come here, Toke. Come on. Can you settle down like a good boy? Are you gonna say hi? Come here. Come say hi. Say hello. Hello. Are you a happy boy? Okay, go. Yes. So I'm going to do a summer vlog for you guys. So hopefully that will be enough to tide you over until the gang can get back together in September. I'm off in a few days for vacation, so there will be lots of neat stuff available to watch and see, and lots of pictures of crazy places during those vlogs. But today I thought I'd start with something simple and just to catch up on what I've been up to for the last few weeks. Knitting, sweating, because it's been stinking hot as Hades here. Hi, buddy. Hot as Hades here in Ontario. But yeah, so I'll show you what I'm working on. I have no finished objects because, yeah, I'm not that capable right now. So, as you know, I have been working on the Death Project. So this is that baby blanket I've been working on. It's just a giant mitered knit in the round stockinette square that is now on a 47-inch needle and is all bunchy, and yeah, it's taken forever. So the yarn is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock in Big Blue Brain, and I'm using a different needle. Apparently Hiya Sharps don't make fixed circulars in longer than, or at least in the Sharps, in longer than 40 inches. Which makes no sense to me, but whatever. So I actually had to go get an Addy Turbo so that I could get a longer cable. Which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. The Addy is serving me well right now, so I won't complain. And it is in my lovely Evertotes sheepy bag. Hooray for sheepy bags. So that'll be good. This is another never-ending cake of yarn. It's a little loosey-goosey in the center, which is nice to see, but it still looks far too big. Far too big, since the baby is due, in a month. And I still have to put a border on it. And I was thinking a 3-inch border. Now if I get a 1-inch border, I'll be really happy. So, that's that for that project. I've also been doing a little bit of work on a sock. As you know, Caroline and I have the yarn sabbatical going on right now. And I am sabbaticaling well. I don't think that's a word. But you know what I mean. So far I've been good since we doubled down on our little competition yarn sabbatical. But part of the deal is that if we both finish something for the Finish It Up Cal that we're running all summer, then as a prize to ourselves for finishing at least something during the summer, we can call it quits on the yarn sabbatical. So my goal is to finish a pair of socks. So this is, surprise, surprise, an Evertotes bag. This was a lovely little number. I showed up at her house and said, here, have some fabric, make me a bag. And a few weeks later she did. So that's where that one came from. And this is my Flowering Plum, working on the second sock. Flowering Plum. I like the Flowering Plum. I'm always surprised at how much I like it every time I pull it out. It surprises me. And it's got a little hedgehog graphite as an accent. So that's good. I'm almost at the heel, which is lovely. So I'll take this on vacation with me, and hopefully I'll be able to get some decent progress in on that one. What else? You know me, I like starts. Starts are nice. So I started something. Actually, if you saw on Instagram, I put up a picture. See if I can find it. I'll put it in here. And these are all my planned new starts. I think there's 4 pairs of socks and like 5 shawls. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm about 10 shades of crazy. Yes, I'm 10 shades of crazy, buddy. But we'll see how many I get started. So I have started 1 sock. This is a yarn called by Into the World. The colorway is Walla Walla. It's a little bit blown out there. Sorry, guys. But it's got blues and greens and kind of an orangey mustard and some pinks, and it's very fun. And it's interesting too because the cake looks really pink, but there's really very little pink in this. So it's kind of really interesting how things look so different depending on what form they're in. Hank, cake, knit object, they're all different. So it's in my yet another sheep bag. Surprise, surprise. This is by Maybe Crafted. And got this in a kit from Knitterly Things. I won't take it out because I've squished them in here nicely. But I've got the cake of Walla Walla. And I've also got a cake of a color called Salt Water by Sweet Georgia. And I'm going to use that as a contrast heel and toe. So, yeah, that should be fun. This is not going to come with me on holidays, because if it does, then I'll work on this and I won't work on the other one, and I need to finish that. So I would like to end the yarn sabbatical in September. I'm okay with it now, but, you know, that'll have been quite a few months of yarn sabbaticaling, so I would like a break. Let's see, what else do I have to share? Oh, I did something I don't do very often. Buddy, can you get out of the way? Thanks. I frogged something. I almost never frog anything. But, if you remember last year, we did a Lisa Much Northbound Knitting Cow. And I was pretty much a failure at that cow. Like, total failure. Before we started the cow, I had started my Tremble, which I love and I've been working on fairly recently. And it's slowly growing, but I love it. But Caroline had insisted that I need to start something at the time of the cow when it started. So I started Conduit by Lisa Much. And I didn't get very far into it, and I just wasn't happy with how it was knitting up. And it just sat in the bag and sat in the bag and sat in the bag. And finally I decided I hadn't gone back to it because it wasn't calling to me. So I cut off the yarn that I didn't even bother to actually frog it. I ripped nothing. I cut the yarn, pulled my needles out, and I was done with it. So this is as far as I got. So it's not like I invested a lot of time. There you go. So I pulled this out, and I am repurposing the yarn. So I've got a few shawls that are now using, not together, this beautiful burgundy and the gray. So the gray is Hazel Knits Silhouette in Entice, which is their MCN base. And then the burgundy is called Jam Session, also by Hazel Knits. And that's in their Divine base, which is a merino silk cashmere base. It's super soft and squishy. Like, one of the reasons why I didn't really want to rip it out, I just cut it off so I could smush it. Look, puppy butt. You're welcome. You can't actually see the puppy butt, but oh, don't hit the tripod. Out of the way. Ah, there we go. But it is lovely and squishy and soft. And I really want to use the yarns, so I'm going to put them to use somewhere else. So, that's good. Let's see, what else? I did get a little acquisition as well. Back in December, I was roaming around on Ravelry, as one does, and I found this shawl pattern, and I was just absolutely gobsmacked by it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Went to go buy it. I think I found it on like December 7th. On December 1st, whoever wrote the pattern, I'm afraid I can't remember her name, decided to stop selling her patterns. It was no longer available. So I cried quite a bit. And I was devastated. I can't believe I missed it by a week. I was so upset and I didn't know what to do. And I kind of thought about it for a while. And then I went poking through the project pages and I saw someone who had used the shawl pattern and reinvented it into a sweater. More like a t-shirt shell thing. But anyway, so I was like, well, maybe she knows the stitch pattern. So I don't need the whole shawl design. I just want to know what the stitch pattern is. Because that's what I had fallen in love with. And so she sent me back some information and the charts that she had created and whatnot. But she told me what the stitch pattern was and where I could find it. Well, once I had that information, I went a-looking. So, I found it on Amazon. It's called Charted Knitting Designs, a Third Treasury of Knitting Patterns by Barbara G. Walker. So that was the book I found it in, and I think it's... See, I'm a dummy and I didn't mark the page. There we go. Page 57. I won't show the pattern, because, you know, you should buy a book. But this is the pattern that I fell in love with. Ugh. It's called Chinese Checkers. And I think it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. So, since I'm not a designer, I don't know squat about designing, really. I made a tube scarf, people. That's not really designing. So, what I'm going to do with this is talk to some of my designer friends and see what I can get created for me that I might just fall in love with. So we'll have to see. I don't know. But now I have it in my hot little hands, so I'm a happy girl. And I just love, like seriously, I can't knit most of the stuff. I'm not a cable person. I don't really like knitting patterns. I like vanilla stuff. But I love looking at them. I love seeing the intricacies that are possible with this sort of stuff. I think it's amazing and spectacular. And way beyond my ability. No, that's not true. It's not beyond my ability. It's just not my thing. And that's okay. It's totally fine. But, oh, that's a nice one. Look at this one. Diamond Fantasia. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, seriously, people, how can you not love stuff like that? I just don't know what to do with patterns like that. Maybe someone will teach me how to design one day. Who knows? But anyway, they're fun to flip through and it's inspiring and makes me want to learn more about knitting. Anyway, so this is the new addition to my, just right here, my knitting library, right there. It's not a very big library, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Rather buy yarn. Alright, so that's it for me today. Today's not the most exciting one of all, but that's alright. I'll be back sporadically. I don't know when. Might be in a couple days, might be in a week, who knows. But throughout the summer, you'll get little snippets of me at the very least. And on Friday nights, you can always see Louise. And she's a bit of a gabber, so she'll talk for a few hours for you guys. Alright, that's enough for today. Happy knitting, everybody. Much love from me and all of the Fibre Friends. Take care.